Thank you, Makia. I totally forgot about that one. Okay. Is there somebody who wants to chant the Satpanch? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kumud.
Okay. What page is
Okay. It is Uttarakhand, the Doha 64. Right
60?
after the 64. Let me look at the page here.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay.
Page,
Bal Charita Kahi.
page number 723.
No, mine is a different one.
No.
So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, mine
No, it is not.
64 is
No, it's
Sunohu
before.
Tat.
No, you see, right after the 63 Doha,
Uh-huh.
come down to
Uh-huh.
Chopais, come down to the
Uh-huh.
fourth one where it says Pratamahi Ati Anuraga Bhavani.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Pratham Atira Anurag Bhavani Ramacharita Sara Kahe Sivakhani Puni Narad Kar Mood Upara Kahe Sibahuri Ravana Avatara Prabhu Avatar Katha Puni Gai Tab Sisu Charita Kahe Si Manalai बार चरित कही विविधि विधि मन महम परम उछाह ऋषियाग वन कहे सिपुनी श्री रघुवीर विवाह बहुरी राम अभिषेक प्रसंग पुनि रूप बचन राज रसभंगा पूर्वा सिंह कर बिरह विषादा कहे श्री राम लक्ष्मण संवादा विपिन गवन के वट अनुराग सुर सुर उतरी निवास प्रयाग वाल्मीक प्रभु मिलन बखाना चित्रकूट जिमि जिमि बसे भगवाना सचिवाग वागवन नगर नृपमरना भरतागवन प्रेम बहु भरना कर नृप क्रिया संग पुरवासी भरत गए जहाँ प्रभु सुख राशि प्रभु पुनि रघुपति बहु विधि समुजाए ले पादुक अवनपुर आए अवधपुर आए भरत रहनि सुरपति सुत करनी प्रभु अरि अत्रि बेट बुनि बरनी कही विराग बद जेहि विदिते हस्तज सरभंग बरनि सुती छन प्रीति मुनि प्रभु अगस्ति सतसंग still go right
Yeah.
continue
Yeah.
कही दंडक बन पावन ताई गीतमय त्रिपुनिते ही गाई पुनि प्रभु पंचवटी कृत बासा भंज सकल मुनि मुनि नह की त्रासा पुनि लक्ष्मण उपदेश अनुपा सुपन खजी मिकिनी करूपा खर दुदन बद बहुरी बखाना जिमि सम मर सुदसान न जाना दस कंदर वत मारिच वत कही जेहि विधि भई सो सब तेहि कही पुनि माया सीता कर हरना श्री रघुवीर बिरह कछु बरना पुनि प्रभु गीत क्रिया जिमि किन्ही बधिक वंद सब रही गति दिन्ही बहुरी बिरह बर तन रघुवीर बर नत रघुवीरा जेहि विधि गए सरोवर तीरा प्रभु नारद संवाद कही मारुति मिलन प्रसंग मुनि सुग्रीव मिताई बलि प्राण कर भंग कपि तिलक करि प्रभु कृत में सेल प्रबर्शन वाश बरनन वर्षा सरद अरु राम रोष कपित्रास जेहि विधि कपिपति कपीपति किस पढ़ाई, सेता खोज सकल दिस गाये, बिबर प्रवेश किन्ही जेही माती, कन्मिह बहुरी मिला संपाति, सुनि सब कथा समीर कुमारा, नादत भयो प्रयोधि हमारा, लंका कपि प्रवेश जिमि किन्हा, पुनिसित ही धीरजु जिमि दिन्हा, बन उजारि रावण ही प्रबोधि, पुरद्रोही नाय बहुरी पयोधि, आये कपि सब जहूँ रघुराई, वैदेही की कुशल सुनाई, सैन समेति जथा रघुवीरा, उतरे जाई बारी निधि तीरा, मिला विभीषण जेहि विधि आई, सागर निप्रह कथा सुनाई, बोले वो
No. सेतु बांध कबि सेन जिमी.
Oh, I missed. Yeah. Oh, I lost the page.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. सेतु बांध कपि सेन जिमी, उतरी सागर पार, गए उपसिठ बिरबल जेही विधि बाल कुमार, निश्चर की सरलाई, बर निसि विविधि प्रकार, कुंभकर्ण धन नाद कर, बल पौरुष संधार, निश्चर निकर मरण विधि नाना, रघुपुत्र रावण समीर बखाना, रावण बद मंदो दरि शोका, राज विभीषण देव अशोका, सीता रघुपति मिलन बहोरी, सुर्ण किन्ही स्तुति कर जोरी, पुनि पुष्पक चढ़ी कपिन समेता, अवध चले प्रभु कृपा निकेता, जेहि विधि राम नगर निज आए, बायस बिसद चरित सब गाय, कहे सि बहोरी राम अभिषेका, पुरबरन तनुप नीति अनेका, कथा समस्त सुंद बखानी, जो में तुम हसन कही भवानी, सुनि सब राम कथा खगनाहा, कहत बचन मन परम उछाहा,
भयउ मोर संदेह, सुनेउ सकल रघुपति चरिता, भयउ राम पद नेहा, तव प्रसाद बायस तिलका, मोहि भयउ. There it ends. Okay.
Yeah.
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. Thank you, Kumud. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Thanks.
Okay. Now coming back to where we are seeing the Uttarakhand. So in the last class we saw that Kakabushundi was under the influence of Maya. So Bhagavan swallowed him, and Kakabushundi saw all the Brahmandas, different Shivas, different Vishnus, but everywhere he saw the same Rama. It was different Ayodhyas, different pair, the Kausalya and Dashratha. Everything was different. Either they were dressed different, or they looked different, or according to our Sriramcaritamanas itself, in different yugas, different people had born as Dashratha and Kausalya also. But everywhere it was the same Rama who was there. And seeing all these things, he got so much deluded. Kakabushundi, he only could say, Bhagavan, you save me, trahi, trahi. And when he said that one, Bhagavan said to his Maya, okay, now you leave him alone now. And don't cover him with Maya anymore. So the Maya left him. So, and Kakabushundi was able to see that Bhagavan, and he understood exactly what was happening. So at that time, Bhagavan was so happy with Kakabushundi. He said, you ask for anything, I'm going to give you that boon. And he gave a few things that we saw in the last class, that is after 80. Okay, so 83. Okay, so that's where we are there. He said, Kakabhushandi Magu Bara. So Kakabhushandi, you ask for any boon. Ati Prasanna Mohijani, knowing me that I'm so much happy with you. Animadika siddhi aparariddhi. So you want the anima, all the ashta siddhi. Do you want that one, or other siddhis also, or do you want moksha, sakala sukha khani, okay, which is fountain of joy? Do you want these things? But he did not stop there. So he's going to say some more things. Okay, if you don't want this one, how about these things? So let us see what are the other things Bhagavan is uh, promising to give to Kakabhushandi if he wants that one. Okay, so this is after 83 Doha. So I will chant the first four the chopais. Okay, Jnana Vivek, Jnana Vivek Birati Vigyana Muni Durlabha Guna Je Jaganana आज देव सब संशय नाही मागु जो तो ही भाव मन माही सुनि प्रभु बचन अधिक अनुराग्यवु मन अनुमान करन तब लाग्यवु प्रभु कह देन सकल सुख सही भगति आपनी देन न कही भगति ही न गुण सब सुख ऐसे लवन बिना बहु बिंजन जैसे भजन ही न सुख कवने काजा अस बिचारी बोले वो खगराजा जो प्रभु होय प्रसन्न बर देहु मो पर करहु कृपा अरने अरुनेहु मन भावत बर मागहु स्वामी तुम उदार उर अंतर जामी अविरल भगति विशुद्ध तव श्रुति पुराण जो गाव जही को जत जोगी समुनि प्रभु प्रसाद को पावा भगत कल्पतरु प्रणत हित कृपा सिंधु सुख धाम सोई निज भगति मोहि प्रभु देहु दया करि राम सिया वर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. So Bhagavan is ready to give other things also. What are the other things that he is telling Kakabhushandi? You can ask any of these also, or all of these also. So he is telling Jnana, Viveka, Birati, Vigyana. So he's saying, I'll give you Jnana, knowledge, Viveka, that is discrimination. What is the discrimination? Discrimination is between what is real and what is unreal, what we call Nitya and Anitya. That is born out of Viveka. This knowledge comes only from Viveka only. And Birati, Vairagya, that is strong dispassion, not a little dispassion. Okay, I'm going to leave ice cream. Okay, and you leave it for some time and you say, well, I left it for 6 months, now I can go back. Not that kind of vairagya, but here it is strong dispassion, which is very, very hard to get also. And Vijnana means it is Shastra Gnana, and that is the direct realization of the self, direct experience of who you are. And Muni Durlabha Guna Jay Jaga Nana, and all those virtues which are very, very difficult to gain. Guna, Durlabha Guna, Jay Jaganana, by many munis, by munis, they work so hard. They do such sadhanas very seriously. And still, it is very, very difficult for them to get those things. So, even when it is difficult for them to get, but I will give you. You don't have to struggle for that at all. So you can attain these things very easily because I'm ready to give that to you. आज देवु सबु संशय नाही मागुज तोहि भाव मन माही. So Bhagavan is telling, today I'll give you everything. Okay, and don't doubt this one. Then how can a Bhagavan give everything to me? So, but don't have any doubts. I am ready to give you this one. Maguju tohi bhava mana mahi. So whatever pleases your mind, whatever pleases you, you ask for that one. So you ask for anything and I will give you. Suni Prabhu Bachana Adhika Anuragavu, Mana Anumana Karana Tabulagavu. So when Kakabhushandi heard these words of Bhagavan, then his love for Sri Ramchandraji grew more and more. That means he was actually overwhelmed with the love that was expressed by Sri Ramchandraji. But then again, Kakabhushani started thinking, Mana Anumana Karana Tabulagavu. So he started thinking, Bhagavan gave a big list and I will give you this and I'll give you that one and everything. But there was no mention of bhakti. He said anima siddhi, riddhi, moksha and everything. But in all that, it was very, very conspicuous that bhakti was not there. It was absent. So Kakabhushandi said, Prabhu kaha dena sakala sukha sahi, bhagati apani dena nakahi. So he is giving everything. But what about the devotion for him? So he did not offer to grant me the devotion to his feet. Bhagati hina guna sabusukha aise, lavana bina bahu binjana jaise. So Kakabhushandi is thinking that, without the bhakti, devoid of bhakti, all the sukhas that Bhagavan is promising to give, it is like you cook a very good dinner, okay, and you don't add any salt to that one. So what happens? See, even when the salt is little less in our food, we look for salt, namak, right? And we cannot take that one. And here, without bhakti, all this sukha is like the food cooked without any salt. There is a story, we know that Lord Krishna had many, many wives. And one time, they all came to Lord Krishna and he said, you tell me, what we are to you. You compare us to something. So Lord Krishna smiled. So, and he started telling, you are like pearls, you are like gold, you are like kalpaturu, whatever, anything that makes a woman happy. Okay, so he started telling everyone, you are like this, you are like this, you are like that. And everybody felt very good. Oh, Bhagavan thinks of me like this one. The last person was Rukmini. So when Rukmini came close and he said that you are like salt, she felt very, very sad. And everybody started laughing also. So you are salt. So, but she did not say anything. Lord Krishna also did not say anything about it. Even though Rukmini felt sad in her heart. One day, Lord Krishna invited all the wives for one big party. Okay. And he told the cooks not to add salt in any of the dishes that was cooked. And when everyone sat, looking forward to eat this huge dinner, then when they took one bite and they said, it is everything is saltless. And, so that's why we say great men are the salt of the earth. And now everybody realized what salt means. So Lord Krishna looked at Rukmini. Rukmini smiled and said, yes, that shows, how much you love me. So that, so here also he said, lavana bina bahu binjana jaise. How can you have, or how can you enjoy all these varieties of food when there is no salt in that one? Same way, how can you have this sukham without bhakti? Bhakti is like that salt. That's what Kakabhushan is telling. Lavana bina bahu binjana jaise. Bhajana hina sukhu kavane kana asa bichari bolevu Kagaraja. So Kagaraja, so that is Garudji. So Kakabhushan is telling Garudji, then thinking like this, that without devotion, what is all this happiness? That means they don't mean anything at all. So thinking like this, Garudji, then I spoke to Bhagavan. So see, without devotion, Gnana, Vairagya, Vrata, Niyama, Upasana, all have no meaning at all. But the same sadhanas that you do, if you do it with bhakti, then you will enjoy the results of those sadhanas that you do. But if bhakti is there, then there is no need of all these sadhanas also. Just devotion itself is sufficient. So we can see in the life of many, many devotees like Shabari, Jatayu, Kevat, that boatman. They did not have all the Shastra Gnana. They did not study and they did not have a guru or anything like that. But they had total devotion to Bhagavan. That's all was needed at that time. And the other day, I was whenever I'm doing some work like a Thursday night, no, Friday night, I was making garlands for the Sriramcaritamanas and for Saturday. So at that time, I turn on my computer and watch some devotional movie. So this time when I was making the flowers, I watched the Kannada movie. This is from 1970s. So it is black and white and it is called Bedara Kannappa. That is, Bedara is a hunter and his name Kannappa. Actually, his name was different, but then he's known as Bedara Kannappa. And he, I'll tell you the last scene in that one. So he is so happy. First he did, he had total faith in Bhagavan, but he lost the faith in Bhagavan for some reason. Then, he goes to Bhagavan because somebody tells him, because Lord Shiva himself comes as a old man and he says, why are you like that? If you ask Lord Shiva with sincerity, he will give you. So he says, okay, I will try one more time. So he goes and he says, I have been hungry. My wife is hungry for the last 5 days. I have not found a single animal. Then if you give me some animals, then I will have belief in you, because you are the protector, right? If you are protecting and if you want to remove our hunger, then show me the way. So then right in front of the temple, he sees the doves and he shoots them, and he shoots 2 of them. Then he says, okay, now I have belief in you. I'll give you one and I'll take you one. I'll take home one. And then he becomes such a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He comes and he sings in front of Shiva all the time. One time when he was there, he sees that from one eye, blood is oozing. And he says, Shiva, what happened to your eye? Blood is oozing. Oh, don't worry. You have given me 2 eyes. I can give one of my eye to you. Okay. So he takes out his eyes and he puts it on the eye that was bleeding. And the bleeding stops. And then he's so happy. And then he sees the other eye is also bleeding now. So then he says, okay, I'll give you my other eye also. But then he says, when I take away my second eye, I cannot see where I need to keep this eye on you. So he says, I'll put my foot on you so that I know on top of it, I can put my eye. So he puts that one. Of course, then Bhagavan comes and he blesses and all. That is Bedra Kannappa story. And he is one of the Shiva Bhaktas. In some of the temples, you can see his statue also, Bedra Kannappa. So like that, they are all, they don't have any Shastra Gnana. They have not studied. But one thing that they have is faith in Bhagavan and the devotion in Bhagavan. So that is what here Kakabhushan is asking. Give me the devotion. I don't want any of these things. Devotion alone I want. That's what he is asking. So please shower your grace. Mo paru karahu krupa aru nehu. So please shower your grace, your love on me, affection on me. Mana bhavata bara bhagavu swami, tuma udara ura antarjami. Now you told me you ask what you like. And what is it that I want to ask with total, like a wanting. This is what I want. Mana bhavata bara mangavu swami. So, and tuma udara, you are very generous, you are very large hearted, and you are also antarjami. You are the one who stays in the heart of everyone. You are the controller of all beings, and you know everything. So what I want is अविरल भगति विशुद्ध तव श्रुति पुराण जो गाव जही कोजत जोगसी मन जोगी समन मुनि प्रभु प्रसाद को पावा. So now Kakabhushan asks for avirala bhagati. What is that avirala bhagati? That is unbroken, uninterrupted, unwavering, akhanda bhakti. That is what I want. And which is vishuddha, which is pure, and Shruti Purana Jo Gava. All the Shastras and the Puranas extol, that means they praise that this bhakti is everything. So Shastra Sammata Bhakti, that bhakti that I want, that devotion which is revealed in Shastras, which is supported by the Shastras, that devotion I want. Jehi Kojata Jogesa Muni. So great munis also, yogis also, they keep on seeking, they keep on doing the sadhanas to get this devotion. But Prabhu Prasada Kovu Pava, only a rare individual will get that. That too as a result of your own grace only. If you don't show the grace on that person, however much he tries, he's not going to get that devotion to your feet. And say even in Aranya Kanda, we saw how many sages and saints like Atri Muni, Sharabanga, Sutikshna, everybody, only one boon that they asked. They asked, give us that avirala bhakti, that unwavering devotion. In Uttarakhand also we saw after the Abhishek of Sriramchandraji, Sanakadi Munis, they came and did this stuti. Lord Shiva came and did this stuti. And what it is it that they asked? Please give us that devotion to your feet. So here Kakabhushandi ask for that devotion. Bhagata kalpataru pranata hita krupa sindhu sukadhama soyi nija bhagati mohi prabhu dehu daya kari rama. So for a bhakta, you are like a kalpataru, that wish fulfilling tree. And pranata hita, krupa sindhu sukadama, you are the friend of one who bows down to you. And that is pranata hita. And krupa sindhu, you are the ocean of compassion. And sukadama, abode of bliss. Soyi nija bhagati mohi prabhu dehu daya kari rama. Oh Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji, please graciously give me this kind of devotion. This is what I really want. So what is the use of this anima siddhi and jnana and vairagya and everything that is, without the bhakti? And all those things are good, okay, but they are not good enough. Real devotion, real thing is that bhakti only. Siddhis, they come and they go. They are not real. All the siddhis are actually like dream only. Here, but Kakabhushan uses the word pranata hita. Okay, so friend of the person who is submissive to Bhagavan. So you see this word pranata. Okay, what is nata? Nata is bending. Okay, pranata, completely bending, who has surrendered. For those hita, that's the good. Bhagavan is does good for these people who are submissive to Bhagavan, the people who are surrendering to Bhagavan. And see, here Kalpataru word also is used. So he says, you are like that Kalpataru. You will give the wish fulfilling tree. Whatever you ask for sitting under the Kalpataru, you are going to get that one. Okay, there is no doubt about these things. But that Kalpataru doesn't have the thinking capacity. Okay, this person is asking for this one. Should I give this? Will it be good for this person? Or will it cause harm to that person? That he does not understand. Kalpataru doesn't understand. Kalpataru will give whatever you ask. But this omniscient Bhagavan, he knows well. He does not support all the requests from the devotees. He will decide whether it is going to hurt the devotee or it is going to help the devotee. And if it is going to hurt the devotee, he is not going to give. He will make sure he will give the right thing for him. So that is the difference between Kalpataru and Bhagavan. Bhagavan knows what thing to give. Many times we ask Bhagavan, please give me this, please give me this. And when that doesn't happen, we think, oh, Bhagavan didn't care for me. Okay, well, forget about him. But we should have that vishwasa, we should have that faith. Bhagavan did not give it because he knows what is good for me. So that is the reason he has not given. That kind of a thinking we should have. So we see even in Narada Moha Prasanga, for the benefit of Narada, he gave a monkey face to him to remove his disease of kama, okay, the lust, not what Narada asked. So he is Pranata Hita, Bhagavan is, and he is better than this Kalpataru also. So beautifully here, it is said about Bhagavan here. So now let us go to the next one. Okay. Sita, do you want to chant the next one?
Yes, Gita, Hari Om, Gita.
Hari Om.
एवमस्तु कहि रघुकुल नायक बोले बचन परम सुखदायक सुनु बायस ते सहज सयाना काहे न मांगसी अस बरदाना सब सुख खानी भगति में भगति तय मांगी नहीं जग को तो ही सम बड़ भागी जो मुनि कोटि जतन नहीं लहही जे जप जोग अनल तन दहहि रीझऊ देखि तोरी चतुराई मांगेहु भगति मोहि अति भाई सुन बिहंग प्रसाद अब मोरे सब शुभ गुण बसी हहि उर तोरे भगति ज्ञान विज्ञान विरागा जोग चरित्र रहस्य विभागा जब जानब तै सब ही कर भेदा मम प्रसाद नहीं साधन खेदा माया संभव भ्रम सब अब न व्यापी है तो जान सुब्रह्म अनादि अज अगुण गुना कर मोहि मोहि भगत प्रिय संतता अस विचारि सुनु काय बचन मन मम पद करे सु अचल अनुराग सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय.
Thank you, Sita. Thank you. So here starts the teaching that was given to Kakabhushandi by Sriramchandraji. So some commentators call this as Ramagita also. So Bhagavan said when Kakabhushandi asked, give me just the devotion to your feet. I don't want any of these things. Bhagavan was very happy. So he said, Evamastu, tathastu. So be it. Kahi Raghukula Nayak. The Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji, who is the Nayaka, the leader of the Raghukula, he said, Evamastu. Bole Bachana Parama Sukadayaka. And so not only that, he spoke something more also. And that is also joy giving here. See here, Bhagavan is he tested to see Kakabhushanda, what is it that he wants. So evamastu means Bhagavan willingly granted that bhakti, which is actually is not possible to gain even with lot of sadhanas. So Kakabhushandi was also satisfied, very satisfied to hear that Bhagavan agreed and Bhagavan has given this one. So Sunubayasu, so here Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji is talking. Sunubayasu tai sahaja sayana kohana magasi asabaradana. Bias, crow. Oh, crow, that means Kakabhushandi, listen. You are sahaja sayana, naturally intelligent. That is inborn intelligence you already have. And kohana magasi asubaradana. And when you have this natural intelligence, why will you not ask for such a boon? So I'm not surprised when you ask for bhakti. I knew you were going to ask for bhakti. That's what he's telling. Sabasuka kani bhagati tai magi nahi jaga kovu tohi sama bada bagi. So you have asked for that bhakti, which is the very kani, sukha kani, very mine or the source of all happiness. Sabu sukha kani. Nahi jaga kavu tohi sama bada bagi. So in this world, there is no one as fortunate, as lucky, as blessed you are here. Badabagi means bhagyashali. The other word that you can say is bhagyashali, because when Bhagavan was ready to give all these siddhis, gnana, vignana, everything, what is it the Kakabhushandi asked? Avirala bhakati. The devotion actually includes gnana and vairagya. That is why Bhagavan calls Kakabhushandi Sayana. You are an intelligent person. So here you see Bhagavan's Audarya also. So he does not hesitate to, what is that, to praise the devotees' gunas also. So you see this Udarata in Bhagavan. So he shows Kakabhushandi, I understand what is your guna. And I really like that one. So that is what, we have to learn. And see, this morning when during the Balvir, I was telling the children, we were talking about the Chinmaya pledge. Okay, so we live honestly. The third paragraph, we live honestly. So there, that honest, I was trying to explain to the children, it is not just not lying, honest. But honest is where you should know where to talk and where not to talk. When a silly person comes in front of you and asks, how do I look? You don't say that person, oh, you are silly, you are dressed silly, so silly. You don't say that. Okay. But at the same time, you're not going to say, oh, you look so handsome. So I told them, if you don't know anything to say good about another person, try to keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. That is living honestly. Okay, so anyway, so here also, here Bhagavan, you see that, he does not hesitate to praise the gunas of his devotees also here. Jomuni koti jatana nahi lahi, jojapa jog anala tana dahi. Now you see so many comparisons that Kakabhushandi gives for everything here. So he says, Jo muni koti jatana nahi lahi, jojapa jog anala tana dahi. So there are so many rishis, munis are there. They go on striving. Okay, muni koti, and they are and they japa yoga analatana dahahi. So they keep doing this japa, yagna, and many austerities, penance, everything. So they, what do you call this, give a lot of trouble to the body. This you can say they consume their body in the fire of prayer and meditation. Okay, so that's what it is. Anala tana dahahi there. And for this bhakti, why do they do this one? Because they want to gain this bhakti to the feet of Bhagavan. So you can see how difficult it is to get. But Rijavu deki tori chaturayi, magevu bhagatit mohi ati bhai. So here, this is, remember, it's not Kakabhushandi talking, it is Sri Ramchandraji's words. That is why I said it is Rama Gita. So if I said Kakabhushandi is talking, please excuse me, I was wrong in that. Okay, something just came out of my mouth. It is actually Sri Ramchandraji who is talking all these things. So he says, and Rijavu deki tori chaturai. And you ask for the devotion, and I'm just so pleased seeing your cleverness. So what is this cleverness here of Kakabhushandi? Not falling for the greed and understanding without devotion, everything is like curry without any salt. So that is his Chaturayi here. Magehu Bhagati Mohi Atibai. Atibai means even Bhagavan is telling, what you asked for and seeing your cleverness, even that I liked it very much. And you ask for devotion only. So it is like Bhagavan is telling Kakabhushandi, you know what, Kakabhushandi, you've passed the examination. So that's what he's telling here. Sunu bihanga prasada abumore sabu subhu guna basi hahi ura tore. So Kakabhushandi, now listen. So by my grace now, all shubha, all auspicious gunas, noble virtues will abide in you. And how? In full measures only. It's not little of gunas, but in full measures, everything will be in you only. See, when you have the bhakti and the total surrender, okay, in front of that, nothing is great. Okay. Bhagati jnana vijnana viraga yoga charitra rahasya vibhaga. Devotion, bhagati, jnana, knowledge, and realization, and vijnana, that is the self-realization, and viraga, dispassion. Yoga, and charitra rahasya vibhaga. And so many mysteries are there, and the secrets are there of my charitra, my what you call my leelas are there. Janabutai sabahi kar bheda, mama prasada nahi sadhana kheda. So all that, that mysteries of the Bhagavan's leelas, you will be able to understand because of my prasada. Nahi sadhana kheda. And you don't have to work for that also. You don't have to go through any of that torturous ways of doing all this sadhana kheda, like standing on one leg, or fasting for long periods of time, or studying the scriptures. No sadhana, nahi, none. Just like that, everything is revealed to you. So now, he says, Janabhutais Sabahi Kara Bheda, because of my prasada. So you might ask, what is that insight that Bhagavan is talking about? What is in that in his charitra, in his leelas, that you need the insight to understand that one? Can you give me some examples? So incidents like what happened in Panchavati, where Sita ji left with Agni, leaving only her shadow, which even Lakshman ji was not aware of. And the second one, you can say, during the fight with Khara and Dushana, Bhagavan created that Maya where the demons saw each other as Sri Rama, and they fought with each other and they died. When Ayodhyavasis came with Bharatji, okay, then it said there, he met everybody in an instance. That is also is Bhagavan's Leela. So like this, so many incidents are there which are actually mind-boggling. It's hard to imagine also. But Bhagavan blessed Kakabhushandi to have insight to all of them. So for this, Bhagavan said, you don't have to do any kind of sadhana. Everything will come to you automatically. And then Maya Sambhava Brahma Sabha Abuna Vyapahi Tohi Janisu Brahma Anadi Aja Aguna Gunakara Mohi. So now here, after all this, all this delusion and confusion created by that Maya Sambhava will never come anywhere close to you, and they will not touch you at all. And what is this Brahma Sabha? Brahma is seeing permanency in temporary things. Brahma is seeing freedom in things that bind us. That is Brahma. And he's telling all this Brahma. And that is Brahma happens because of Maya only. And all this will go away. You don't have to worry about that. And not only you will know all the time, that my Saguna Rupa, okay, Vyapahi Tohi, okay, Aguna Gunakara Mohi, and all the Vistara. So Bhagwan is telling, not only you are seeing me, but you will know about everything about me, the whole Vistara. And you will know even, that uh, about that unborn, causeless Brahman and his attributes, and at the same time, Gunakara Mohi. You will also know the gunas, that means Saguna Rupa and Nirguna Rupa. Everything you will know here. So here some of the words that are used is, Janesu Brahma, that is Brahman. You will know the Brahman, that causeless Brahman. You will understand that Anadi, which doesn't have a Adi and Ananta. So it doesn't have any beginning. Aja, the one it is unborn. Aguna Gunakara Mohi. Everything you will know. So here, see, when we say unborn and Anadi without beginning, if you can remember the Bhagavad Gita also in the 10th chapter, the 3rd verse, that's what Bhagavan said also, Lord Krishna. So he said, Yomam Ajam Anadim Cha Veti Loka Maheshwaram Asammudasa Martyeshu Sarva Papai Pramuchate. So he who amongst the mortals, all the jivas, knows me as Aja, unborn, and Anadi, beginningless, as the Loka Maheshwaram, the greatest Lord of all the worlds, is Asammudaha, he is undeluded, and he is Sarvapapaihi Pramuchate, he is liberated from all the sins. So you can see, just not just what bhakti can do to you. Bhakti is the greatest thing here. Mohi bhagata priya santata asa bichari sunu kaga kaya bachana mana mama pada karesu achala anuraga. So Sri Ramchandra ji says, know that my devotees are extremely dear to me. Therefore, in thought, mana, kaya, bachana, mana. So in thought, word and deed, just remain mana mama pada. So have the devotion to my feet, and that's all you need now. Karesu achala anuraga. So that means have that unflinching devotion to my feet. Lord Krishna also says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita in the 3rd chapter. Again, he says that one in the 18th chapter also. And what is that? Manmana bhava, madbhaktaha, madhyaji mam namaskuru. Fix your mind on me, be devoted on me, sacrifice to me, and bow down to me. So that's the same thing here. Sri Ramchandra ji is telling to Kakabhushandi here. See, in Bhagavad Gita, we see the lakshanas of many kinds of lakshanas. For example, what is the Sthita Prajna lakshana? What is Gunatita lakshana? And then there is what are the lakshanas of the Bhakta also there. Only in that lakshanas of Bhakta, when Bhagavan Lord Krishna is mentioning, he is again and again, he says, Bhakta sacha me priyaha. And he says, Bhaktosi ativa me priyaha. So he says, the devotee is very, very loving to me, and he's, not only that, he says, ativa me priyaha. So he is very, very devoted to me. A devotee is not devoted to me. A devotee is dear to me. Bhagavan is saying that. And a devotee is very dear to me also. So a bhakta, when you become the bhakta of Bhagavan, and Bhagavan recognize that your devotion. Okay, there's nothing you have to worry about. He takes care of everything here. So even in the world, it is true. So one who loves dearly, he alone is dear to him. Okay. Otherwise, we have so many relatives, so many friends, and everybody, but it does not matter. But only a true loving person, that alone matters to us also. And that is what Bhagavan is telling here also. Now continuing. Ilaji, do you want to read, Amma? Next one. Ilaji. Okay. I don't see the response from her. Okay. So anybody else wants to read? If not, I will go ahead and read. Okay. So this is after the 85th Doha. अब सुन परम बिमल मम बानी सत्य सुगम निगमादि बखानी निज सिद्धांत सुनावहु तोहि सुनु मम धरु सब तजि भजु मोहि मम माया संभव संसार जीव चराचर विविधि प्रकार सब मम प्रिय सब मम उपजाये सब ते अधिक मनुज मोहि भाये तीन मह द्विज द्विज महु श्रुति धारी तीन महु निगम धर्म अनुसारी तीन मह प्रिय विरक्त पुनि ज्ञानी ज्ञानी हुते अति प्रिय विज्ञानी तीन ते पुनि मोहि प्रिय निज दासा यही गति मोरी न दूसरी आसा पुनि पुनि सत्य कहूँ तो ही पाही मोहि सेवक सम प्रिय को नाही भगति ही न बिरंचि की न होई सब जीव हूँ सम प्रिय मोहि सोई भगतिवंत अति नीच हु प्राणी मोहि प्राण प्रिय असि मम बानी सुचि 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 सुशील सेवक सुमति प्रिय कहूँ काहि न लाग श्रुति पुराण कह नीति असी सावधान सुनु काग सिया वर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. So continuing, Sri Ramchandra ji says, Abu sunu parama bimala mama pani satya sugama nigamadi bakhani. So he says to Kakabhushandi, so all the devotees are dear to me, and then he says, now listen to my words, and those words are Parama Bimala Mamabani. My words that are, Bimala means Mala is dirt. Bimala is without dirt. Okay, so that is pure. That's what he is telling here. And they are true also. And Satya Sugama Nigamadi Bakhani. So what I'm telling, it is not just me telling. Even all the scriptures also speak about that one. See, this Parama Bimala, that speech is threefold. And what is it? It is Samala, Vimala, and Parama Vimala. Vimala is pure, that is stainless. Parama Vimala is purest of pure. But what is Samala? Samala is opposite of Vimala, speaking untruth. That is saying against what is Pramana. That comes under sa mala, sa with mala, dirt. Okay, samala. So parama vimala here, it means the one that gives parama sukha, that exalted happiness that gives, that is parama vimala. And it is echoed even with the, here it says nigamadi bakhani. So the Vedas and the scriptures also say the same thing here. निज सिद्धांत सुनावु तो ही सुनु मन धरु सब तजि बजु मोहि. So Bhagavan is telling, now I'm going to tell you my Siddhanta. What is Siddhanta? My principle, my conclusion, my opinion about this Bhakti. Bhakti Siddhanta he's talking about. And Sunavu Manadharu, listen to it, okay, with total, what you call, total concentration. Manadharu, keep your mind in that one. Listen to that one. Sabatachi Baju Mohi, and giving up everything, okay, then you do my worship only. So Suna Mana Dharu. So here it is, you listen to me. It's not hear to me. The other day, I think I already shared with you. I was watching Prema Pandurang's Bhagavat Saptaha on the YouTube, and she says, for this hear and listen, and this is, that is why we tell, the women tell their husbands, listen to me, because they don't listen, whatever we say, they don't hear at all. So that's why we stress, listen to me, don't hear to me, okay? And that is Parama Bimala Vani. And with that too, that one, you should listen with Shraddha. And so when you listen with Shraddha, what happens? That Vani, that advice, that teaching makes an imprint in our mind. And then you will be able to follow the teaching also. I just want to share with you, as I said, I was while listening to Prema Pandurang, where she talks about hearing and listening. Just a few things, okay? Here it says, see, how do we come to know about Bhagwan? It is through Shravana, and that is auditory introduction through these ears. And so she says, thank God, Bhagwan did not put the lids on the ears, like he put the eyelid on the eyes. If we had put that one, we would always keep it closed only. We don't want to listen to anything, especially if it is the Shastras or the advice from other people. So what is the difference between hearing and listening? So hearing is like the cell phone rings. So you hear the cell phone ringing, but you don't listen to the cell phone ringing. So hearing is an instinct. Listening is an intellectual, spiritual act. Hearing is I'm sorry, I missed it up here. Hearing is an instinct, okay? Listening is a sadhana. You have to work for that one. Hearing is a physical act, but listening is an intellectual, spiritual act. Hearing needs no focus. Listening needs all attention. Hearing may be half-hearted. You can close your ears. Listening is full-hearted. It is total. Hearing may or may not create an impact, but listening definitely leaves an impact, an impression. Animals listen with attention for physical protection. Man listens with attention for spiritual upliftment. Hearing is a peripheral process. Listening is a deeper experience. Man hears other people's appeal. God listens to our prayers. One who listens needs prerequisites also. He must have patience to listen, should have an open mind. He should receive before reacting to that. He must have a burning desire to know. If a man listens to Guru, he does so to improve. He should not be time bound. A good speaker should be a good listener also. So here Bhagavan is telling, Manadharu, you listen to me with your total attention. Put your mind on what I'm going to tell you, what I'm telling you here. And then it says here, Taji Bhaju Mohi. So giving up everything, okay, worship me. Even in Bhagavad Gita, that's what Bhagavan said in the 18th chapter. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja. So he said, abandoning all dharmas of body, mind, and intellect, take refuge in me. And how is that possible though? Lord Krishna already said how you can do that also in the 9th chapter. So we can do that by worshipping Bhagavan with all our actions. That's what he said. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhosi dadasi yat yat tapasyasi konteya tat kurashva madarpana. So yat karoshi, whatever you do, yadashnasi, whatever you eat, yajjuhosi, any kind of yagna and all you do, dadasi, whatever you give, okay, yat tapasyasi, whatever the austerities that you practice, konteya, hey Arjuna, tat kurashva madarpana, do everything as worship of me. So here, this Bhagavan is also saying, Sriramchandra ji said, Sabataji bhaju mohi. Give up everything. World will go on. Okay. And the world is not going to give you anything. Okay. So put all your attention on this devotion for me. Then you are going to reach me only. So Manadaru Sabataji bhaju mohi. Mama Maya Sambhava Samsara Jiva Charachara Bibidi Prakara. So this whole world, the variety of creations of things and beings and all, they all are creation of my Maya only, Mama Maya. Even Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratya. It is very hard to cross over my Maya here. So Charachara, the moving and the motionless, both are created by Maya only. Saba mama priya saba mama upajaye sabate adhika manuja mohi bhaye. So and all these jivas are dear to me. Okay, saba mama priya. Why? Mama upajaya, because they're all, after all, they're all my children only in a way. So it is my creation. So I love everything, including even the mosquitoes also. That's what. So Bhagavan loves mosquitoes. So Guruji says, like if a mosquito sat on Bhagavan, okay, then that mosquito got moksha also. Why? Because it got the direct contact with Brahman. So anyway, so here what I want to say is, everything that is created is from Bhagavan's Maya only. He says, keeping the Maya under my control, I create this whole world. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Pitama, I am the one who gives the seed for this creation also. And among Sabute Adhika Manuja Mohi Bias, but among all this creation, okay, I like human beings. Why? Because you can say, because he has this karmadikara. So he can have this purusharthas. That way he can reach moksha also. Animals cannot do that one. So he says, among all the jivas that I have created, I like the human beings. He does not stop there. Now the gradation starts. Okay. So then he says, Tina maha dvija dvija maha shrutidari. So among all the human beings, okay, I like dvijas. Dvijas is who? Is a Brahmana. Who is a Brahmana? Samskarat dvija ujjate. Only through the samskaras, the good acharas, he becomes the dvija. And dvija maha shrutidari. So among all those dvijas, all those Brahmanas also, those Brahmanas who study the scriptures, okay, I like them more. It is not if you are a Brahmana by birth, and where we take the caste system, it is not that Brahmana that Bhagavan loves. Okay, it is the Brahmana who has become a Brahmana because of samskara, and among those people who have samskaras, who study the Shastras, he loves them more. And there are many people who study the Shastras also, but they don't follow the Dharma, which is taught there. Tinamahu Digama Dharma Anusari. So among the people who study the Shastras, I love those who follow the Shastras. So you can see the gradation that Bhagavan is giving here. So actually you see this, the same thing, very first line in Sadhana Panchakam. Where does it say? Vedo nityamadiyatam taduditam karma swanushtiyata. So you study the Vedas. Vedas is scriptures. You study the scriptures, but you don't stop there. Okay. But tad uditam karma anushtiyata. Okay. Swa anushtiyata. So what you learn from those study of the scripture, you follow anushtiyata. Okay, you put it in your life. So here, Dvijas who study the Shastras, but among them, the one who follow the Shastras, they are very dear to me. And then Tinamahu Priya Virakta Puni Jnani. If the even among those things who follow the Shastra, even them who are doing the Dharma Palan, okay, people who are viraktas, vairagis, okay, they are more dear to me. So we had seen before dharmate birati joguse jnana. So one who has done dharma palana and has gained the dispassion also, then I like that person more. So you remember the gradation that Bhagavan is giving here. First, all jivas are dear to me, he said. And among all the jivas, he said, human beings are dear to me. And among all the human beings, I like dvijas, the brahmanas, who have samskaras. And among the brahmanas, I like those who have studied the Vedas. And those who have studied the Vedas, even among them, I like those who follow this, what they have studied. And among them also, that studying the Shastras, it should give you Vairagya. And those Viraktas, I like them more. Jnani hote ati priya Vijnani. And even among them, who are the one that I like, Vijnanis, those who have the knowledge of the self here. So Vijnani is, like the one who has the discrimination power, the Viveka that we talked just about, what is Atma and Atma Vichara. And then from that, he has gained that, he has realized that I am the Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. And but you might say, well, if I know who I am, if I've realized who I am, is that is the one that Bhagavan likes me, then no. It is not only just self-realization, it is not only seeing that you are the Brahman, it is also seeing the whole world as Brahman. You are not just the Brahman, the whole world that he has created. And in that creation, seeing that Brahman, that is Vijnana, that is Vijnana. So you see that Shuddha Chaitanya Paramatma in everyone, that is known as Vijnana. Tinite Puni, that is also not the end. He gives one more gradation here. He says, Tinite Puni Mohi Priya Nija Dasa, Jehi Gati Morina Dusari Asa. And Bhagavan says, someone is more dear to me even than this Vijnanis, and the one who have realized who they are. And the one who is that? The one who is my servant. Priya Nija Dasa. I love my devotees. So that's what he's telling. So, Jehi Gati Mori na Dusari Asa. And for those devotees, there is no other goal. And they don't, apart from serving Bhagavan, they don't have any other desire in them, asa. So everything, there is no expectation from Bhagavan also. See, when you are a servant, you don't expect anything from your employer, okay? If you are a real servant, okay? You do what the master tells you to do. You don't have even your free will there. Whatever he says, you just do that one. So that kind of dasa. Here, dasa, you can take it as a devotee. And he does not have any expectations from anybody from this world, and no expectation from God also. Because he says, I am just doing, okay, I'm just serving my Bhagwan. That's all he does there. Puni puni satya kahu Kahahu tohi pahi, mohi sevaka sama priya kovu nahi. And Bhagavan says again and again, repeatedly, he says, I'm telling you this to you, that there is no one dearer to me than my sevak, my dasa. Whether he has the knowledge or he does not have the knowledge, it does not matter. But he is very, very dear to me. Bhagatihi biranchikina hoyi sabajivahu samapriya moyi soyi. Say if Brahmaji is there. So you love Brahmaji very much. He says, if that Brahmaji is Bhagatihina, if he has no devotion, then sabajivahu samapriya mohi soyi. So he is like any other jiva that I love. There is no any special love towards Brahmaji just because he creates. No. He will have my Samanya Preeti. That's all, even Brahmaji. But that Sevaka, okay, will be more dear to me than that Brahmaji also, who does not have devotion for me. Bhagatiwanta ati nichavu prani, moha prana priya asi mama bani. But if there is someone who is bhaktivan, bhakta, but he may be very low, nicha, ati nicha, very low in all other standards. There is no status in the world or anything like that. Okay, mohi prana priya asi mama bani. But I take my words, mark my words, that he is dear to me like my own life, prana priya. So we have seen when Bhagavan met Shabari, he said to Shabari, I only accept the relation of devotion. When she said, I come from a very low caste and all, he said, no, it doesn't matter. I accept only the relationship of devotion. That's all I needed. So Bhagavan is telling, you can say he is glorification of the devotee. That's what he is doing here. Then in this Doha, he says, Suchi Susila Sevaka Sumati Priya Kahu Kahina Laga Shruti Purana Kaha Niti Asi Savadhana Sunukaga. Suchi is pure. Sushila, of noble, gentle character. Sevaka, one who is ever engaged in service. Sumati, the one who has good mati, good thoughts. Priya kahu kahina laga. If this kind of servant is there, to whom he will not be dear? Any master would love to have a servant like this one. So a few little more description on this few words here. Shuchi, we all know it is pure. In Bhagavad Gita, I had talked to you about what is Shuchi inside and outside. Guruji had talked so beautifully there. So here, pure means the one who has this pure antakarana, like Sutikshna. He had so innocent love that he had for Bhagavan. So, but you can say this purity is not just of antakarana, but is of speech and also action also. So there is purity in speech, in mind, and in action. So what is purity of speech is where your Vak Shakti is used only to sing the glories of Bhagavan. Other times, you just keep quiet. You're like a dumb person. So you use your Vak, your speech, only to glorify Bhagavan. Okay, that is pure Vak, Shuchi. And what is pure action? That is to having the total faith that I'm not the doer, Bhagavan is the doer. Okay. Naham karta, harihi karta. And I'm just an instrument in the hands of Bhagavan. That is purity of action. There is no doership. I'm the one who is doing it. I did this one. No, it is Bhagavan who is doing everything here. And then the next word, it is Susila. That is Sushila. That is noble character. What is noble character? Swamiji explains, from my behavior, nobody should feel disgust. Nobody should feel pain. Wherever I am, there everybody should be drowned in joy, in happiness. My behavior should not bring any unhappiness, any sadness to other people. It should bring only happiness and joy. That is called the noble character. Then Sumati, Sevaka, that is a devotee, the servant. Sumati. Sumati, as I said, whose mind is completely surrendered to Bhagavan. Wherever, whatever he sees, he sees only his Lord. So mind is filled with total thoughts of Bhagavan only. That is called Sumati. And he says, Priya kahu kahina laga. Tell me, who would not love that kind of sevaka, the devotee? That means everybody loves that kind of a devotee. Shruti Purana kahi niti asi savadhana sunakaga. So Bhagavan says, Kaga, O Kaka Vishundi, listen, savadhana, attentively. Shruti Purana kaha, all the Shrutis and all the Puranas also have said the same thing. Now you listen to me. Sunu savadhana kaga. So Bhagavan says, Kakabhushandi, listen attentively. So there he said, put your mind on that one. So here he's saying, savadhan, attentively, like in sometimes, if you have, I'm sure most of you have attended a kalyanam, right? There they do the pravara of Sita. If it is Sitarama Kalyana, they will talk about the pravara of Sita ji. She comes from this family and her greatness and all. And then they talk about Sriramcandraji's pravara. He is from this lineage and he's like this and all like that. And then every time they finish that one pravara, they say Savadhana, Savadhana. Why? Listen attentively. Who is Sita ji? Who is Sri Ramji? Don't talk. Many times we don't pay much attention at all to what is happening. I attended one Upanayanam last Saturday. I attended one Upanayanam 2 days ago and one Upanayanam last Saturday. And there, people were talking so much. I just said, can you all please not talk? Can you all listen to the priest? And Raghuji said, keep quiet, this is not your party. But I said, no, you have to understand what he's telling. And the priest got so fed up with the talking. When it is time for the father to give the mantropadesha, he said, will you all please stop talking? Let this mantropadesha be not mingled with all this worldly talk. Let it be just the mantropadesha. So be savadhan. So here, sunu savadhana kaga. So listen attentively. Okay, so here, Bhagavan is talking about so much of bhakti siddhanta. And you see, many times you will have heard about these siddhantas, or we might have read about these siddhantas, the principles of bhakti. But here, Bhagavan is talking through his own mouth. He is talking about the siddhanta, bhakti siddhanta, he himself. So we should all listen to it, savadhana. Sunu savadhana kaga. So now you kaga, the Kakabhushandi, you listen attentively. So I feel that the attention should be there wherever we go. It is not only during spiritual thing, okay? Wherever we are there, instead of gossiping and instead of talking worldly things, if we are attentive to what is going on, we learn a lot. Okay, that is my take. Okay, now Kakabhushandi doesn't stop. Sri Ramchandraji does not stop there. Now Bhagavan gives worldly example, beautiful example. This we understand very, very clearly. We will chant, but I don't think I can explain all the chopais, but let us at least chant these things, okay? Okay. Sita, do you want to go out and chant that one, Amma? Ek Pita.
Yes. एक पिता के विपुल कुमारा, हो ही पृथक गुणशील आचारा। को पंडित को तापस ज्ञाता, को धनवंत सूर को दाता। को सर्वज्ञ धर्म रत कोई, सब पर प्रीति ही प्रीति सम होई। को पितु भगत बचन मन कर्मा, सपने हूँ जानन दूसर धर्मा। सो सुत प्रिय प्रीतुमा प्राण समाना, यद्यपि सो सब भांति अयाना। एहि विधि जीव चराचर जेते, त्रिजग देव नर असुर समेते। अखिल विश्व यह मोर उपाया, सब पर मोहि बराबरि दाया। तिन मह जो परिहरि मद माया, भजय मोहि मन बच अरुकाया। पुरुष निपुंसक नारिवा, जीव चराचर कोय। सर्व भाव तज भज कपट तजी, मोहि परम प्रिय सो। सत्य कहूँ खगतोहि, सुचि सेवक मम प्राण प्रिय। अस विचारी भजु मोहि, परिहरि आस भरोस सब। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय।
Let me try. I think I can finish it because we still have about 6 more minutes. So let's do this one, okay? So here we see that Sri Ramchandra ji is giving a worldly example here, which all of us understand very well. Ek pita ke vipula kumara. So imagine there is a father who has got many children. So in olden days they used to have many children, not like now, one or two. Hohi prutaka guna sila achara. So even though it is the same parents, it is the same upbringing, it is the same house, it's the same food that they eat, everything is the same, still among the children you see different qualities, different conduct, different character, everything is different. His achara, behavior will also be different, but it is the same parents. Okay, so Bhagavan is the same father, but we are all his children. How different we are. Okay, so here beautifully Bhagavan explains what he means. Okay, so kovu pandita kovu tapas jata, kovu dhanavanta sura kovu data. So kovu, like someone among the children, among those children is pandita. He's a learned, a scholar. And kovu tapasa. So another child is interested in tapasya, austerities. And gyata. Another is a great knower of other kinds of scriptures. Kovu dhanavanta. So someone, his aim is to become a billionaire or trillionaire. So kovu dhanavanta. So some is a rich person. Sura kovu data. And sura here is shura. So like join an army or something like that. And kovu data, one who might be data, the one who is giver, generously giving. Kovu sarvagya. So somebody who is like a sarvagya, like almost like an omniscient, who has the understanding of many shastras, and he has that studied them. Dharma rata, somebody who might be having very good virtues, and but sabaparu, on everyone, pitahi prita samahoyi, preeti samahoyi, but on all the children, the father has the same love for them. Okay, and kovu pita bhagat bachana mama karma, sapane hu janana dusara dharma. But there is one child who is pitu bhagata, who is pitru bhakta, devoted to his father in bachana mana karma, in thought, word and deed. Sapane hu janana dusara dharma, and he does not know any other dharma that he wants to follow apart from serving his father. Okay, so if the father says, you do this one, no questions asked, and he will do that one. That is Pitru Bhakta. Then Bhagavan says, so Sutta Priya Pitu Prana Samana. then that son who follows every instruction of his father and he serves the father day and night, okay, that son will be dear to his father, like how prana samana, like his own life. Jadyapi so sabu bhanti ayana, even though he might not be having any kind of, qualities like the others have. So here I want to tell you one thing. One commentator, he writes here is Bhagavan is talking about all his creation, like, in that one. If you take Bhagavan as the father here, okay, then for Bhagavan, who is the Pandita and who is the Gyani and who is the Dani, that he gives a beautiful explanation here. And here it says, if you take Bhagavan is the father, Pita, then his children, among the children, who is the Bruhaspati, etc., are the Panditas. And Sanakadi, the brothers are Gnanis. Vashishta and others are Tapasvis. Indra, Kubera, they are the Dhanavantas. Harishchandra, Karna, they are the Danis. Brahmaji, etc., are the Sarvagnas. Shibi, Dadichi, etc., are Dharmapalakas. But Ambarisha, Dhruva, Prahalada, and others, especially Hanumanji, are Pitru Bhaktas. All are the recipients of Bhagavan's grace. But even among them, Ambarisha, like Ambarisha, they are the recipients of special grace of Bhagavan. You remember this Ambarisha story? Bhagavan kept the Sudarshana Chakra for the protection of Ambarisha. So here also, everybody is lovable, but there is this, the one who listens to father for everything. Okay, that child is prana samana here. Yehi bidi jiva charachara jete trijaga devanara asuru samete. So trijaga here, you can take it as Tiryanga. What is Tiryang? See, among the group of all the jivas, the vertebral column that is horizontal, they are known as Tiryanga. It is called as Tiryanga or Triyaka. Whereas we humans and relatives of humans, like chimpanzees, things like that, we have the vertebral column, vertical, not horizontal. And that because of that, we can stand on our two legs. So most of the animals and birds, they come under and this trijaga, that is our triyak or tiryang, not is triyanga, it is tiryanga. So in the same way, in this whole world, in the here, there's so many jivas are there. So Naga, Asura, all this Nara, Asura, and Tiryang, all these are there. And Akhila Biswayaha Mora Upaya, Sabupara Mohi Barabari Daya. So Bhagavan says, all these are my creation only. And I have the same love towards everyone, for everyone here. Sabupara Mori Barabari Daya. So I love them equally, all the children. Bhagavan, Lord Krishna said the same thing. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshaha asti na priya. But there he says, I am same to all the beings. There is no one that I hate, or there is no one who is very dear to me. But of course here, Sri Ramji is telling, Bhakta is very, very dear to him. Tinamaha jo parihari madamaya bajay mohi manam vacha aru kaya. So among them who is giving up all the false pride here, mada and maya, delusion, infatuation, and worships me only, bajay mohi, with mana, vachana, and arukaya, with the word, body, and deed. He is very dear to me. And he says here, Purushana pumsaka nariva jiva charachara koi sarva bhava bhaja kapatataji mohi paramapriya soi. So whether that jiva may be a nara, or purusha or napumsaka, even a napumsaka or a nari or a woman, Jiva charachara koi, whatever the jiva that is there, charar, achara, sarva bhava bhaja, who worships wholeheartedly, kapatataji, giving up all deceit, then mohi parama priya sohi, he is extremely dear to me. Satya kahu kagatohi, suchi sevaka mama prana priya, asi bichari baju mohi, parihari asa bharosa sabu. Satya kahu kagatohi, kaga, that he is talking to, bird. So that is that kakabushan bird. Therefore, I'm telling you the truth. Bhagavan says, Suchi sevaka mama pranapriya. Such a servant is most dear to me. Asa bichari, baju mohi, parihari asa bharosa sabu. So therefore, giving up everything, okay, asa and bharosa, that is hope and reliance on the others, you just be devoted to me, and then you will have the total blessings and grace of Bhagavan. So I will stop here. There is a few things that I would like to talk to you about this Sarva Bhava and all that. So that we will see in the next class, and then we will continue. Okay, we will stop here now. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everyone. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Om Gita, Hari
Hari
Om.
Om Rohini, Hari Om Sita.
Hari Om Gita ji.
Hari Om Priya. Hari Om.
Sorry, I joined a little late this
It's all right.
afternoon.
No problem. Okay.
Have a good week.
You too. Very nice.
Hari Om Gita.